Okay, so immediately the plan that I told my team before the game started was for we were going to 2v on top, so Miss Fortune is supposed to run up here by this blue buff, and then I was going to check that brush there. Jax went to try, which is what he was supposed to do. Mid was just supposed to get vision of mid, which he did, and then Nami was going to put that ward above the red buff, which she did perfectly. And I guess the other team decided they weren't going to try hard, which is very confusing to me, but okay. We're going to kill that Janna. That's really irrelevant to the entire game. There was no amount of strategic or mechanical outplay. That was just them being stupid. So now they're all recalling. The original plan was to get vision here and then spread out and get vision over the entire river. And then as soon as anyone from their team tried to walk into our jungle to ward, support was supposed to rotate to the other side and get 2 deep wards in the opposing jungle so that I could invade and take a buff. Obviously that plan didn't really work out, but I think Nami's still going to get the wards in regardless, which is going to allow me to take away the red buff from Vi. Yeah, there's that ward. And I think she puts one up in the try brush as well. So yeah. Just take my blue buff. And then I immediately head over towards Vi's red buff. And I'm just going to Q across to pull it out. This is, I don't know, this early, I probably could have fast forwarded this, but not a whole lot going on to make the video go faster. But anyway, here Vi is taking her Wraiths for some strange reason before going red, which is confusing to me, but I don't know. And then here again, I always have everything I'm doing. I have a plan. I know what I'm doing, despite what a certain member of my team might believe. I know that most junglers go just 2v2 to defend the tower. So what I do is I come stand and wait for Vi to come through there, because usually they'll take that path past the golems through that little brush to get to the tower. So I wanted to cut her off and chunk her way down, maybe get a kill, or maybe even put us in a position to tower dive. But she instead rotates around to gank mid from the bottom. And when I know she's not coming, I immediately run mid, because that's the only place left that she could go, really, unless she's diving bottom tower. But I didn't think that was very likely, because diving Jax is very difficult. So I just come in and I counter gank and save the Ahri, and then I go in and take my red buff. Getting those 2 buffs wasn't really, well, it was actually, honestly, what Vi should have done is, instead of ganking mid there, because Vi had to have known I was topside jungle, because I took the red buff, so she should have just gone in and taken the red buff and traded even. But she went for a risky gank on mid and it didn't work, so that gives me a big advantage in the jungle. There, I'm just scouting for wards. They noticed me as soon as I hit Tri-Brush, so I know there's a ward in Tri-Brush. And then I go into that other smaller brush, and the second I leave, they move back up in the lane, so I know both those brushes are warded. Here I'm just holding mid, and this is actually because Ahri had to go back there. They get the push in on mid, and I have to hold mid, which now gives Vi a free gank top. I actually said Vi is going top. Apparently, well, I guess they get away from it, but they get chunked. So, and here, this is one of the most frustrating things. I'm coming up top. I tell my team I'm coming up top, and then they just fight and die before I even get there, which is ridiculous to me. Very frustrating, but anyway. Um, Miss Fortune just gets caught again, has to blow the barrier, but Vi goes back in and gets really, really super chunked. That's a big mistake. Obviously, going back in like that without flash when Riven is too low to fight. So yeah, we kill the Vi, and then I just recall. So already, despite what Leon may have told you, I'm very, very focused, and I know exactly what I'm doing. Every move I've made has been very focused, and I knew exactly what I was trying to accomplish every single time. Here, I know at this point, I just want to let Jax farm. Riven has 15 CS, Jax has 25. Leon thought after the game, he told me I should have 3v1 pushed top and taken the tower. But the reason I didn't do that is because we were significantly winning the laning phase portion. Just from the initial CS, he was out CSing Riven by 10 initially. So that's why I didn't want to end that lane phase. And here, I want to go. Really want to go hold mid, and I tell my team I'm going to hold mid, and then when I'm halfway there, I get called back. He says, "Come push the lane," because I want to recall. So that's what I do there. It might look like there's indecision on my part, but that's not the case. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I came back because Jax wanted to recall, which isn't bad call on his point. He could have said it a little earlier to save me time, but it's not a big deal. So right now our blue buff is up, and I want to give that to Ahri as soon as possible. I walk over a ward. And notice, like, this is, I don't know, I won't comment on what the other jungler is doing wrong. I will, however, comment on the fact that our 2v2 lane got double killed in a 1 versus 2, which then not only I can't give blue to Ahri, but I had to go hold top, which now allows Vi complete control of the bottom half of the map. There's nothing that I can do about that. Anything that happens during this time is directly snowballed off of the 2v2 lane dying. So I just had to come up and hold that, which is pretty dumb. And that, see now, Vi and Diana try to tower dive Ahri, but Ahri turns it around, gets a kill. I had to say, Ahri actually played extremely well. I thought of everyone on my team, Ahri played the best over the course of the 3 games. Or Razelock, I should say, played the best. Not only that, but he had the best attitude. He didn't get angry, he didn't go on tilt, he didn't yell at anyone, he just stayed focused and he played the game. So mad props to him. He did a good job, both mentally and mechanically. He played well. And I still see now I'm like a minute and a half late giving Ahri blue, just because the top lane died, and now I have to go back. She still can't get blue, so that's such a huge snowball off of just the 2. Not only did they get 2 kills, but they slow down our blue by a massive amount. And then also, because of that, I spent a minute and a half holding lanes, which means that Vi is now able to take her red buff when I easily could have gone in and taken that. And now I just come down again to try and snow, because their Riven is 3-0. And if Jax is going to split push against Riven, he needs to get farmed. So at this point, I've kind of decided our bottom lane is hopeless. And if I spend time there, it's really just wasted, because even if they get farmed, they're just going to get outplayed later on anyway. Because they're clearly not very good based on what I've seen so far. So Diana roams down, and Vi ganks top. Misfortune. See, I just want you to see this, okay? This is why it's so frustrating to me that I got the same score as the opposing jungler. Like, watch this play, okay? Riven basically 2v2s, and Vi does nothing. She's less than half HP, misses both, misses her gap closer, and then presses R, and then does it like Nami just lives with a bubble. Like, I don't know. There's more examples later on of why I feel like I played much better than the other jungler did. And here I'm just trying to let this Jax farm and get something back for the 4-0 Riven in top lane, who, by the way, carried this team all 3 games. I'm just going to put that out there. Third game, maybe not so much, but the first 2 games he completely carried the entire team. So here I'm telling Jax to go back. The tower's going to die, right? My play calling that is apparently non-existent. I'm telling him this tower will fall. You need to go back right now. He decides, no, I'm going to stay, which then I have to come in so he doesn't get tower dove and die, which then wastes more time. And the tower goes down anyway. A little confusing there. Not sure what was going on. Anyway, I now have a sight stone, which means I can start applying vision control, and I can go pretty deep and aggressive and get out alive. So I can start applying a lot of pressure for my team now. Top tower does finally die. It's 79 to 91 in the 2v2 lane. 1055 CS to 5051 CS. And now we go for Dragon because Corki is top. Very simple call to make. I actually don't remember who made the call, but it's really quite irrelevant because it's not like you don't need a crystal ball to make a call like that. You see their AD carry top, and you take Dragon. Nothing too complicated. That's just a matter of whoever sees them first on the minimap will say Corki's top, and then everyone immediately knows go to Dragon. That's really, if you can't acknowledge that, like, that's not a special skill to be able to call that Dragon. That's like if you don't know to go for Dragon, you shouldn't really be playing this game because it's that simple. They're just right now. I think Ari got caught or something, but I don't know. They're just pushing up mid. And now Corki, Janna going top to push top. We're holding mid. Nothing really too exciting going on here. I'm running up to hold top. Well, Jax fights Riven bottom. Trying to save this tower. Pretty much impossible, though. I am going to come in. I wanted to kick Corki back before he Valkyried, but I clicked. I don't know if I can't kick him during the Valkyrie animation or what the problem was there, but for some reason the kick went off as soon as he got out of it rather than kicking him during it. But either way, Janna dies, so it doesn't really matter. There's a slight, I don't know, mechanical error or me not knowing how Valkyrie interacts with Dragon Strike. But again, nothing to do with game knowledge or play calling. Here, what happened? Ari sees Jax coming up and me coming down, so she goes aggressive on Diana. That's really good on Ari. Like Jax roamed up, because he saw Riven leave lane, so that's good on him too. But the awareness of Ari to see his team members closing and come in, and then here this is, I don't know. I guess I made the call to go on Riven, but it's not really a call that needs to be made. It's pretty irrelevant. because everyone already knew that Riven was there and we were going to go for Riven. But regardless, I did make the call on that because I do make play calls, despite what some people would have you believe. There, I mean, like, MF was yelling, I got him, go in. So I went in, and then Janna came with the shield. Really, that's my mistake. I can't blame Miss Fortune for that. I just got trigger happy. I felt like I was stronger than I actually was. And then here, this is just this is so dumb. Like, this is just really bad from our bottom lane. Just walking right up in the lane with no backup and getting completely chunked, which gives us a mid tower. But look, if you look at Corki's HP and mana, he's pretty low, so they're gonna get this tower. But right now, immediately, I'm telling my team we can counter push mid. Everyone run up mid. After that tower goes down, we can counter push back. They're probably not gonna stay to defend that. So I do make a play call, despite what some people would have you believe, to push up mid. You can see I immediately run and start pushing mid. I did, in fact, initiate this push. So yeah, we get this tower. And then here, Jax fights Riven with no mana in bottom lane and dies, which is really, really bad, and you'll see what happens because of that afterwards. We apply pressure on mid, Ahri lands a charm, and Janna dies. So right here, I immediately want to come up and slow Corki so he can't get the auto attacks down, and then I kick Vi over the wall to keep Ahri alive. Give me an X because I deserve it, right? But yeah, because Jax died, Rivennet is now coming up the river, and there's really nowhere for our team to go. He leaves me, which is smart because I can just Sightstone Safeguard. So yeah, that's good on his part to just ignore me there. I come in and take the red buff because there's nothing else to do at this point. I just want to point out I am 2-1-5. I have been in on 7 of the 9 kills that my team has. The only kills that I have not been in on are when basically, trying to remember, I think Miss Fortune got well, I don't know. I'd have to look back. It's really irrelevant, but yeah. 7 of 9 to 5 of 11, so that just shows you that I do have more I mean, you don't need me to tell you. You've seen the game. You know what's happening. But again, I feel like I'm significantly outplaying the other jungler, which is why I was confused that he got the same rating. And not only that, you said that he had a chance to be excused of his X. I don't understand. But anyway, I'm going to stop bitching and I'm going to focus on the game. But I'm just really frustrated because I really thought like I played really, really well. So here, we both miss everyone misses their skill shots, but Diana dies anyway. And then, so I want to point out here that Riven and who's that down there? Corki step on a ward, right? Right here, I see them on that ward, and I immediately make the call, split and go on Vi, because Vi is alone and she is going in, right? This is my call, right? This is what turns the game. My play call, despite what some people would have you believe. And then I come in for the fight here, and then this is really just simple. Vi died before they got there, so we make the play. Okay, and then right here, I move up immediately to keep him from flashing. And then he has to flash down. I safeguard in, I get the Q, he dies. I make the call for Dragon. Again, it doesn't matter who makes that call. Everyone knows Dragon is next. That's a brain dead call. It doesn't matter who says it, because everyone knows that's where we need to go. Making calls like that, like, oh, we need to go for Dragon, that's not who's the most intelligent player. That's just the first person to notice someone's out of position. Because I feel like everyone, if you're going to be on a good team, you need to notice when people are out of position. That's just brain dead calls. So right here, no, he flashes, and I say back, immediately back out. I tell my team to back out. If you see how MF plays, for the rest of the games, you will know that if I had not said back out, she definitely would not have backed out. So I did in fact make the call for my team to back out there. I do in fact make play calls. I am 4-1-7, 11 of 13 kills. Vi has 5 of 11 kills still. So right now that's over 80% kill participation. 4-1-7. I have 54 CS to Vi's 101, and I have more gold. So give me an X, because I deserve it. But honestly, I already know which people said negative things about me. It was Leon and the AD carry. I know this because they did not get along with me in the game, and I called out the AD carry for his mistakes, and he did not like me for that. So I'm sure he said some bad things about me, if you even talked to him. I back out of this because it's Janna Corki. We can't kill them. Notice how I have Boots of Mobility, a Pink Ward, a Sightstone, and a Locket. Vi right now has Ancient Golem and a Brutalizer. So that just shows you who understands their role in the game. Here, again, I feel like I was a very large part of what just happened there, because I put a ward down and knew that Riven wanted to come across, and I slowed down her getting there, and I locked her up for Jax to pick up the kill, and then I flash over and chase down Janna, so Jax picks up another kill. Jax gets 2 kills, but I set up both of those kills 100%. And then I do a stupid ward. Again, mechanical error. I've made a couple of mechanical errors, but again, nothing to do with play calling or game knowledge, which I feel like are by far my strongest assets. If I had to rely purely on mechanical skill, I would not feel like I would be good enough at the game, which is why I play jungle and not top lane or AD carry, because I know that my strong suit is not mechanics, but it's map awareness and things like that, and team fight mechanics, which you'll see later on. But anyway, team's got a big advantage. Right now I feel free to disagree, but in my opinion, I am playing better than anyone else on the map, other than maybe Riven. Riven played pretty well. Very frustrated that I would receive an X. Again, I mean, I don't blame you. You just went by what they told you. You didn't even get to see the games, and that's why I'm watching this video. I apologize for bitching. I'm just really frustrated. So I take red. I believe right now our team has no vision on Baron. So I want to go in with my Sightstone and get vision. That's my objective right here. And then they catch me out. I managed to Sightstone out, and then Vi, that's really bad ult from Vi, because my whole team is there. Nami gets the tidal wave, I get the double knock up with ult, and then we just clean up. Miss Fortune gets her ult in. That's just a horrible place for them to fight. And that's all on Vi. Like, that Ace Baron is 100% on Vi, because she ulted a Lee Sin with Sightstone and Locket against Miss Fortune Nami in a tiny little pathway like that. That's so bad. I mean, like, I just can't. That's just such a bad play. I can't stress that enough. So yeah, we get the Baron. Yay. And I recall. And I also want to note that I had made a call for one person to push mid and get that tower, because we don't need 5 people to kill Baron. But that call was followed like 5 or 6 seconds late, so we didn't actually get the tower, but I did in fact make a play call. Almost every single positive thing that has happened for our team this game has been initiated by me, and I have vocally told the team what to do in all those situations, despite what some people would have you believe. Again, we don't have the replay, but I'm not lying. Believe me or don't, but I know what the fuck I'm doing in this game, which I think is pretty apparent based on my score and the way the game is going and what you've seen so far. So right now, you see Ahri 6-2-10. Ahri is playing very well. Ahri by far outperformed every other carry on my team this game. She played better, had a better attitude, and just reacted very well to play calls and things like that. Made very good decisions, good map awareness. Got ganked a couple times, but played well overall. And at this point, 10k gold Baron, push. And I just, like, look at Miss Fortune. What is she doing? I'm just like, so that's so frustrating to me. She's just like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna run out. If Vi ulted her and they went in, it would have been 4v5. We would have lost. MF would have died. Like, that's just, that's so frustrating to me. So, we're pushing mid. Push the mid. So now, I know Vi wants to flank, right? And you see me going to check that. And I'm making sure she goes over the wall so she can't flank on my team. And again, go over here, I ward. I'm keeping Vi off the flank because I know she wants to come in the back, right? So we start pushing tower. Somewhat questionable here. Jax pops Counter-Strike and starts taking tower hits and goes in and stuns Diana Corki. So our team is pretty low, and that cues Vi to come in from the back, right? Vi ults Nami for some reason. If you notice positioning right now, everyone Vi and Riven are in front. So here's what I do, right? I step in front of the team, I step back, and I kick Riven back through 3 people and get the knock up inside of the Vi ult. Okay, I'm going to play that again in slow motion to show you my team fight mechanics and let you know why I feel like I'm good enough to play on this team and why I feel like I should not get an X, and I feel like I played better than pretty much anyone on my team. So right here, I step back in front of Riven, right? I tank the stun. My whole team is retreating. They're all lined up right there, okay? I tank the stun. I sidestep. Look, they're right. I sidestep, line them all up. Kick Riven back through Vi and Corki and get the knockup. And then I immediately peel back to protect Ahri, and I get the slow, and we kill, right? Tell me my team fight mechanics were not perfect in that game. Or that fight, I should say. And then we win. Okay? 18 of 25 kills to 7 of 13 kills. Tell me I should get the same score as that jungler.